in life. That's a quote by Robert Louis Stevenson. Team building intervention can help you get your team to be all that it's capable of becoming. How many of you have teams right now that you'd like to see have some improvement? Okay, good. Team building intervention can help you to improve your teamwork. A research study analyzed 131 studies of organizational change. This study included all kinds of organizational intervention. The best and biggest bang for your buck in terms of organizational improvement came from team development. When it comes to financial performance, team development was the biggest, had the biggest returns. 131 studies of studies. I love that. I love that. That's evidence, folks. That's telling us something right there. So today I'm going to be sharing with you 4 key components or elements of team building. And also I will demonstrate how these can be included in a company-wide team intervention. Let's just go through these right quick. The first team building component is goal setting. To have objectives for your organization, have your own individual goals as well as your team goals. Then there's interpersonal relations. That's all about mutually supporting each other, learning to communicate better, and sharing your feelings and your ideas. Then problem solving. You need a way to evaluate how you're doing and to come up with ways to solve problems. Role clarification. That's making your job clearer and the other people on your team clearer. You need to constantly work on clarifying those roles. The first example I'll talk about happened at an Air Force Academy squadron. This squadron, well, what I liked about this is that they had a control group and a test group. They went to the Rocky Mountains to a retreat area, and they did a couple of things while they were there. They had listened to some little 15-minute mini lectures on conflict resolution, goal setting, creating a team atmosphere, things like that. They also had a lot of exercises, small group exercises mostly, and then some large group exercises. The interesting thing about this is that even 6 months after the study, the test group rated higher on these 4 elements than the control group. Now let's switch over to my second example of effective team building intervention. This took place at the Fermi 2 nuclear power plant in Dearborn, Michigan. This plant produces 15% of the power of Detroit Edison. That's a subsidiary of DTE Energy. This nuclear power plant had 15 different divisions. So these little squares are about represent each division. There's a manager in charge of each of these divisions. As an entity, each division did really well on these 4 key components. But the problem in this case was the linkages between these different departments. That's where they were dropping the ball. In 2006, they started to fall back on 2 key indicators: their ability to generate capacity or generate power, and also safety measures. Those were 2 areas that they were not doing well in. So they brought in a team of consultants to work with them. They started with the 15 managers, then they expanded to include line managers and eventually all 900 people at the company. What they had to do is to include structures and processes that would help them address these three key areas. Help them share information better between the different divisions, help them to ask for help as well as provide help to other departments, and give and receive feedback. Those were the three things that they had to work on making an improvement on. We know that they succeeded at this because they ended up integrating these different team events and exercises into their annual action plans. They were able to effectively improve their cross-functional level of cooperation. They're still working on making the whole company more cohesive. Team building intervention is the most effective type of intervention that you can engage in to improve your organization as a whole. It will help you master the basics of team building, it's imposed. And those are goal setting, interpersonal relations, problem solving, and role clarification. Another thing that is important is to have this be an organization-wide process, which is what they did in this example. The reason is because the whole company needs to be aligned towards the overall strategy so that they're all on the same page and going in the same direction. Team building intervention can help you capitalize on the potential that's present in your team.